everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nikki. If you're new here, I just do daily vlogs about my life, and sometimes I do little paranormal story times, things like that. And today specifically what we're going to be talking about is my paranormal experience in a old cemetery outside of the city where I live. I will not be disclosing where that is, but I can tell you where the city is that my ex and my two friends and I visited to explore the cemetery. So this takes place in Mayaca City, Florida. And within Mayaca is a very old cemetery, which is, you might have guessed, just called Mayaca Cemetery. Anyway, so my ex at the time and we were on like a double date with friends of ours. And after the date, we're like, we don't really want to like go home yet. There's nothing really here to do in the city. So let's drive out east to Mayaca. And what we captured there was the most like craziest thing like at my time that I've ever experienced. Now you have to remember, at the time I was like 16 or 17. I was still in high school and we were just bored and wanted something fun to do. I had some photos of our like trip there. They're not like the greatest like clarity. It was on a digital camera, so we're like talking like back in like, I don't know, 2009, I think. 2009, 2010, around that time. So if I can find them, I will insert them in. But yeah, so we drove out east and we get to the cemetery, and as we got to the gate, I had taken a photo of the cemetery gates, and we didn't realize it until I was reviewing the photos that evening that it was thousands and thousands of just like orbs or spheres. You know, they say like when you're in like a allegedly haunted place, when you take photos, if there's orbs, they're usually spirits. This was the most coolest thing that I've ever experienced up to that point in my life. And we had just gone around, we were looking at different gravestones and dates, and it was actually really interesting. However, we had come up to this one portion in the cemetery where my ex-boyfriend's friend's girlfriend and I were looking at this gravestone, and off to the side, further down the path in the cemetery, there was a pinwheel plugged into the ground of someone else's grave. And this was, I think this was like in October, maybe September, I'm not sure, I don't remember exactly. But it wasn't a very windy night. Like there was like an occasional breeze, but it wasn't like blustery or anything like that. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this pinwheel just starts rapidly like just spinning crazily. And like it was just so eerie. Like we were just so spooked. And we had gone, I could be wrong, but I think it could be called a coliseum. I think that's the building where they keep the bodies, I believe, of, and like the walls. I don't want to sound stupid, but I think that's what it's called. I don't know. We had gone in there because it was still open, and we're taking photos in there of like us and stuff like that. And there was this photo that I took of my ex-boyfriend and his friend, and they were like linked arms and stuff like that. And there was this orb, like two orbs like right over each of them. And that was just crazy. We did hear some voices while we were in the Coliseum, which was really odd. It sounded like a woman's voice, and it sounded like she was just saying, hey, hey. And it was really unnerving. We eventually we got asked to leave. I don't know if it was like a groundskeeper or something. We weren't in trouble or anything, but it was just really late. It was like about 11 o'clock at night, and we were just a bunch of teenagers, and we probably looked like we were just causing trouble and all that stuff. So we left. But my story doesn't end there. I would never leave you guys hanging like that. So next thing that we heard about in Mayaka, and I don't know if anyone is familiar with Mayaka or this like urban legend, if you want to call it, if it's even that. But there's this old historical schoolhouse that is no longer being used, but is there for historical purposes. And legend goes that the one of the teachers that at the time that was teaching there had killed herself and hung herself from a rafter in the center of the schoolhouse. I obviously don't know the legitimacy to this like legend or whatever you want to call it. It's unfortunate and sad if that's really what happened. I mean, no disrespect. But for a 16-year-old group of kids, that seemed appealing. So we went and we, it obviously wasn't unlocked, so, but we were able to get up to the window, look in through the window, take photos and stuff like that. Unfortunately, I have lost those photos. I accidentally deleted them at some point, and I just do not have them anymore. The other thing regarding the schoolhouse that was really like eerie is it's hard to describe. When you're looking at the front of the schoolhouse, you have like these steps that are going up, and this is just from my memory. Again, this was like years ago, and I think off to the side was a ramp. And as we were like standing outside like taking photos of the schoolhouse, it sounded like as though someone was like walking on the ramp, and that scared the hell out of me. So we decided to leave, and it was just a really creepy, fun, spooky like adventure for us to do that I just will never forget, and that I'm glad I got to do. And I just thought was really interesting. I personally am very interested in like supernatural and sorry guys, I think I'll be right back. I think I'm hearing something. Okay, that was really weird. I'm home alone right now. I'm currently waiting for my boyfriend to get home from work, and I keep hearing this like scratching sound in my hallway. Anyway, if you're not new here, you know that I am no stranger to these odd occurrences, but we are not acknowledging them. So anyway, this was just, like I said, a fun experience, and I really enjoyed it. It was like spooky and fun and all that stuff. But yeah, that was about the gist of it. I also have a follow-up. I had a couple people asking me to do a follow-up on my experience with the sound of my front door opening and closing, and keys being placed on my bar. Things have been pretty quiet lately. The only thing that I've honestly ran into, which I cannot explain, was, again, it always seems to be when I'm home alone, but I, again, was waiting for my boyfriend to get home from work, and I hear this, like, tapping noise. And so I go out to the hallway, and of course, nothing's there. Very eerie. uh, being a woman home alone and hearing these things. I obviously went to go check, nothing was there. And I didn't really want to look too much into it. I don't want to cause whatever this may or may not be to escalate and essentially welcome it in my home. I do not want this. Again, I have a tendency to attract these kind of energies. Not sure why, but that is everything that I have for you guys today. I'm currently hearing things outside the door, so I'm going to go investigate that and I will see what's going on. And if there's anything, I will follow up with you guys in a later video. All right? Thank you guys. Have a great day. Bye.